Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be test fitting some eBay headers on a 5.7 Hemi just to see if they are as bad as everybody says they are. So given the hardware that I was given, we are off to a rough start to begin with. So what came in the bag was, looks like plenty of the bolts, not enough washers, none of the same washers, 3 nuts, which we'll get to that in a minute, 1 spacer, and 3 different style bolts. This one doesn't even have the right thread pitch. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that one, honestly. But quality of the header is actually not that bad. It's well, a couple spots are questionable. Just that cut and bend there, which this is supposed to be fitting for 09 RAM, which I bought for an 02 RAM, but it should fit the same. Then again, I'm Hemi swapping it, so we'll see how it works. But overall, the welds don't look that bad. The flanges actually look like they're in decent shape. I didn't see any holes in the welds or anything like that. But overall, we'll see how well the hardware fits on the heads and see where we go from there as far as hardware fitment. And here we go. There it is. All right, time to change sizes. Oh, that locks on there good. All right. See if I can put that 13 on there a little bit smooth. All right, that's better. All right, on to the next one. Well, that doesn't look too promising. That's okay. Going through the block anyway, so it'll be all right. See if there's any further damage. Boy, that is just an awful looking manifold. I want to see the difference. I want to see the difference. Let me see here. That's round. Well, that already just looks infinitely better. I mean, even if it doesn't give me any more horsepower, which is probably only giving me about 10, aesthetically, that is just so much better looking than that. What? That about a half. I don't even know, man. That's. Sometimes I don't know what Dodge is thinking. Now, time to test the eBay hardware. All right. Well, let's see if the threads will work. I mean, it threads in there. Get it in there quite a ways. The threads are probably dirty and need to be cleaned, but I don't know if you can see that very well. But it got in there about 5 or 6 threads deep. Let's try the next one. Oh yeah, that's just a dirty hole. Oh yeah, hardware fits just fine. Now the question is, will it fit through the flange and on to the head? Because these are a bit short. These are really short. But focus, please. Thank you very much. We'll see what happens. See how well it fits. Let's actually stick it through the flange. Not a lot of thread depth there. Should be enough though. Should be plenty. See how well the gaskets match up. Let's see. This would be the passenger side. Okay, the gaskets aren't great because the bolt holes don't even line up. Some of them don't. Let's give it a shot and see what it does. So as I'm mounting these, I did want to point out that these gaskets feel cheap. So I can see where people were saying the gaskets suck, and I can see where they would blow the gasket very easily, because they don't feel quality at all. They feel very thin, and some of the bolt holes don't necessarily match up right, which that could be just because I have the header hanging. But when I was just test fitting it on the flange, there was a couple that were off. So, I mean, as far as the gasket goes, I would recommend just going and getting a Fel Pro or whatever type of gasket you want to go with, your preference. But I would not recommend putting on these gaskets. They are not very good quality. Well, it's mounted on now, and fitment looks really good. I like the look of it. I really like the look of it. Bottom bolts, hard to get to. I've got one there, and the other two right there they're slotted for a reason. I didn't feel like putting them on, to be quite honest, so I just left them alone. I just wanted to bolt up what I could. But those 3 bottom bolts, which by the way, I only have one, so we are 1 bolt shy on each header for bolting it up completely. So, as far as the looks go, the way it hits, I'd say $100 is pretty well spent if it bolts up to your exhaust like that. And they are 1 5/8 primaries, I believe, is what I got. Regardless, they are a lot more flowing than the stock log manifold. So, as far as looks and clearance, I'd say they would clear anything you'd want to do in your Ram. This motor came out of a Ram, and the headers are meant for an 09 Ram. I would say if you wanted to do something on a budget, this would probably be the thing to do. Because I mean, look at it. Shorty headers, log manifold. It's I guess it depends on your build. But I personally like it. I think it's going to work really well for my build. And I'd say, as far as the build quality of the headers, the hardware, and the gaskets, I'd say the header's in good shape. Gasket's crap. And the hardware is not bad. You can use this hardware. Have no issues out of it. The takeaway of this is you get what you pay for. If you want to buy the $300 or $400 BBK shorty headers, I think they are, at the time of this video when I looked it up, they were $450. So you can buy those and get the name brand, or you can get the off brand, I don't even know what these are, and have the same flow capabilities as you did before. You get what you pay for. If you want to pay for good hardware, good gaskets, and even what I've heard with the BBK and the JBA stuff, you have to buy gaskets anyway. So I would almost just buy the shorty headers from eBay and just run those all day long. I don't see any problem with these ones at all, other than they're not coated, they're not painted, and they don't have BBK written on the side of them. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you back on the channel later.